Hi friends, it's T-Man and I'm back with a new video. It's on, of course, our favorite YouTuber coach, Blaha, JasonBlaha, yes. We're going to review his video. Let's see what he says. Coach Blaha says, the lifting slave, Keto people love making up fake scientific facts. Okay. Man, I don't know. Okay, whatever. Let's review this. This is crazy.
Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about, something I see a lot on social media because I follow a lot of fitness and nutrition groups.
He does. He does. I didn't know that. You follow all those people?
On different platforms. I see this all the time. Among these
Oh, I forgot he's on disability. He doesn't work. He doesn't do anything other than lift in a garage all day. Okay.
keto circles and carnivore circles. And I want to be clear, I don't even follow any of their pages. This stuff literally.
You know, it's kind of funny when you don't build your muscle, because that's what bodybuilding is. It isn't powerlifting. Powerlifting is just somebody, again, wasting their time. Bodybuilding is to build your body strong and then use it in sports. But these people, they've all built like fake muscles, sarcoplasmic, and fake strength, chemical strength. So that's why I call them lifting gym slaves, because they have to keep coming back. They have to maintain that phony strength, chemical strength, and those phony muscles that they get, these sarcoplasmic muscles, by coming to the gym and constantly lifting like a lifting gym slave. Get it? That's why you're a slave to that. You're a slave to something that you never built. It's artificial. Like I said, steroid slaves, yeah, they're slaves to steroids. Why? Because without their steroids, that fake strength and the fake muscles they built as well will go away. Now, a natural person can build fake muscles and fake strength as well, because they're chasing the same thing. So they build sarcoplasmic muscles, glycogen. Glycogen proteins are not contractile proteins. But here's another thing. Even if you do build a lot of this contractile proteins on the muscle, guess what happens? Eventually, you don't keep up with the eating, and then you lose the contractile proteins. They shrink. So you're trying to get a myofibrillar to become bigger. A lot of you people try to lift to make it to become bigger, and it only becomes bigger when protein synthesis exceeds that breakdown. Yeah, a breakdown of these proteins. And so you build them up, they get bigger, and then they shrink sometimes. They're shrinking, getting bigger, bigger, shrinking. There's like a gravitational loading and unloading as well on the myofibrillar. It's ridiculous stuff, bro. Like I said, you have to keep going to the gym and eating and whatever the hell you're doing there to maintain it. Now, if you build myofibrillar growth, like more myofibrillars as opposed to just contractile proteins, then you don't have to be a lifting slave or a gym slave, because it's permanent. It'll stay. The density of the muscles will stay. They won't go away. I didn't say the mass. I didn't say mass. I said density. Like me, how should I put it? My weight right now, it's been for years like that, at around 245, okay? My weight never usually moves between 240, 245. So that is the density that I carry from years ago when I built it. Now, any extra weight that I might have gotten from 245 to say 285 would have to be contractile proteins and some sarcoplasmic as well in there, for this packing. But like I said, a good majority of those contractile proteins, when I didn't maintain them, they went away. So what am I left over now when I walk around? That's why I always say I look like a bodybuilder when I walk around, and I don't work out. I don't lift or work out. Why? Because I'm left with the density, because I went through repeated bouts of injuries. I went through repeated bouts of injuring my muscle fibers, and so I built more myofibrillars. Well, but this one guy's telling me, well, oh, that's not the only way to build the muscle. You need these nuclei and this and that. No, the nuclei, that's just going to help to synthesize more protein to push that domain. I'm talking about myofibrillar growth, density of real muscle fibers. You understand me? So you don't have to fucking keep coming to a gym, being a lifting gym slave, bro, to something that's fake. It's just going to go away. As soon as you leave the gym, that strength and those muscles, they go away.
gets into my feed without me joining any groups or following any pages that even promote these things. And I see these people make the most insane claims, and even some fitness people on some of my friends lists. I've seen them share stuff to where it's
It's funny. Your coach has never built any muscle. He's never built muscle, man. Any muscle at all. There's not even contractile proteins there. Never mind density. There's nothing. The only thing he has there is like a fake pump. That's about it, and some inflammation.
like they'll say,
And that strength is based on practice. If you stop practicing lifting those weights, guess what's going to happen? That phony chemical strength is going to go away. It's going to go away. That's why he has to keep lifting. He has to keep lifting to maintain it. So he's a slave to that. He's a gym lifting slave. You understand? To lifting iron off the floor, because it'll go away. And then what will he be after it goes away? If he can't lift that heavy weight off the floor anymore, like a really heavy, he could probably lift something, but not as heavy as usually if he left, then what would he be? Would he be a power lifter anymore? No. So he has to maintain that look, that name, power lifter. Look, I'm a power lifter because I lift this off the floor or whatever. Some bullshit shit, whatever.
we used to believe that saturated fat and salt were the enemy, but now we know, the scientists, we know that these are the things that you need most in your diet. Really? Where did they come up with that? Because they don't know that. No one claims that in the scientific community. Or they'll say things.
Man, I see people from years ago going to the gym and they look exactly the same. I don't want to embarrass them and tell them, I don't see nothing. There's no growth, nothing. I don't even know why they continuously keep coming to the gym and lifting. So here's the thing. You need to figure out what you want to do when you go to a gym. You need to figure out, do you want to be a lifting gym slave, or do you want to actually build myofibrillar growth and fuck off from there? Get it? And go play sports and enjoy yourself. I just passed by the skating rink today watching everybody skating. They're enjoying themselves, while these lifting slaves are all with their bags going to the gym, beating up their bodies and chasing something that they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They could be ice skating and enjoying themselves like me. I was ice skating, enjoying myself, man. It was beautiful out there.
Like, it's been shown the more plant-based that we eat, the sicker and sicker we seem to be getting as a society.
That's true. The more plant-based we eat, the sicker we get as a society. We're getting a lot more sicker because it's poison.
What? I'll address that one in a minute. Then the same thing, since the government made its food pyramid
He'll address that one in a minute. Bro, we are getting sicker. The most unhealthiest nation in the world is India, because they just eat plants. They're vegans.
recommendations, obesity and heart disease and diabetes have gone up. Now that is true, but it has nothing to do with the government's recommendations. That's the crazy part. In this case, correlation doesn't equal causation, but it's actually been the opposite. So, because people don't follow any of it. But let's come over to that other point.
Maybe it's all that Coca-Cola. Coach, you need to stop drinking that Coke, and maybe you could reverse all this damage that you've done to your body. I don't know.
What doctors and researchers are telling you that we need saturated fat? Who's telling you this? Other than, a couple of...
I want to know what you need. Nutrients. Your cells want nutrients. The protein is just the fiber part. The plant has a fiber and carries some kind of nutrients and poisons and toxins in it too as well. But you can't access them because they're anti-nutrient. The poison is anti-nutrient.
Of medical doctors who are considered fringe people. No one is telling, the mainstream cardiology is not telling you this. Look at the American Heart Association. Look at the American Atherosclerosis Association. Look at the American Diabetic Association, and look at their position and stance on these things. Every single one of them tell you to limit saturated fat. All of them, without fail.
Why are they telling you that for exactly? How exactly do they know that? See what I mean? How do they know that?
And they've got data to back these recommendations. These are not arbitrary recommendations. We have tons of case studies, metabolic ward data, and epidemiology. Okay, it is shown over and over and over that dietary saturated fat, and again, this is
So you should eat less dietary saturated fat. Is that what you're saying? We're overeating and underfed? So we're overeating and we're underfed, Blaha. That's why we're getting sick, and that's why we're suffering from heart disease and everything else. Yeah, overfed and undernourished.
dose dependent, not telling you any amount is poison. The poison is in the dose. Absolutely directly causes insulin resistance. Proven in the metabolic ward repeatedly. Okay? More than just about any other food on a calorie for calorie basis, and that even includes table sugar, it creates insulin resistance. Okay? That causes other
Again, of course, some unnatural stuff you brought up.
downstream effects. The same people are like, oh yeah, good dietary cholesterol isn't a big deal. Well, there's truth to that, but then they're like, well, blood cholesterol is not a big deal. Oh, no, that's not true.
You know what's the funny part is? They found that the people that were long lived to about over 100 to over 100 years. I think the oldest person is still alive right now. She's 117 years old, right? She attributes her longevity to red meat and eating eggs. Yeah, eating eggs and meat. That's why she lived to 117. She beat out a lot of other people in her family. So there you go. So I guess it's all relative, man. I don't know. It's all relative.
True. The American Atherosclerosis Association has data showing that elevated LDL is the cause of atherosclerosis. Not a comorbidity, not a cofactor, not a correlation. They have made the public announcement a year or two ago, a couple years ago, that they have sufficient data, hard data to show causation. That is the primary cause that elevated LDL is. Right?
The primary cause, but these anti-nutrients, they lower the good cholesterol. You understand me? They lower it. They fuck it. And then the bad cholesterol, what you would call bad cholesterol, is, but there's not actually no such thing as bad cholesterol. Man, it's a known fact. There's research that's come out on it. I can't bring it up right now.
What elevates LDL? Saturated fat. Trans fats do too. Again, in a dose dependent.
If that was true, I would have already had a heart attack decades ago, man, because I ate a lot of saturated fat, okay? So I have no clue what he's talking about. And actually, I still do.
And in the context of individual genetics. All right. Same thing with salt. We know that it's not as simple as salt intake. There's genetics with blood pressure, and we know that sodium to potassium ratios are massive. Absolutely. That the actual ratios are probably more important than total sodium. That is agreed upon. That doesn't mean eat tons of sodium and your blood pressure will be fine. That's not the same thing. It's the ratio.
I don't know. What does that have to do with anything? I think you should be, man, you should eat a high nutrient diet. And you won't be deficient in any nutrients. You'll be healthy. And cut out all these bad things. That's all you have to do. Is that hard to do, Blaha? Okay, what's high in nutrients? Meat, animal meat, and seafood is amazing for you. You get plenty of fat in seafood, omega-3s, and then you have meat. You can eat a lot of lean meat. Plus, you can eat fatty meat, which has vitamin D in the fat and a bunch of other trace minerals and things that you need. That is an animal fat. It's good for you.
But if you're not eating like 8 grams of potassium, high sodium still becomes a problem. All right. The other stuff. The more...
Yeah, I'd eat all this grams of potassium, this and that. Nobody has died yet because of all these people have these recommendations online. All these YouTubers, they have nothing better to do but keep putting out fucking crazy information, which is useless. Nobody really gives a shit. People are going to eat what they're going to eat and do what they want to do. And they're going to live. They're going to live. Now, how long are they going to live? I can't tell you how long. But they're going to live. Now, are they going to get diseases or something because of what they're doing? It's a possibility. It depends on the people. Native people are more susceptible because they lived a different lifestyle. They haven't adapted to this, European gardening bullshit that we've been doing, eating plants and fruits and whatever the fuck. So we just tolerate it. We've never adapted to anything. We tolerate. Your body tolerates a lot of things that you're doing to it, especially this guy lifting weights. Your body's tolerating that, but it doesn't like it. So it emanates stress and then it accelerates aging. He doesn't even realize it can be regenerative. Look, lifting can be regenerative. If you read PubMed, satellite cell, use it or lose it, they tell you to, they say periodic activation of the satellite cell. They don't say chronic. They never say chronic. They say periodic. Periodic injuries to muscle fibers activate the satellite cell. And then what does it do? Well, it'll come out, split, divide, increase in number. And it'll, when it's time, it'll repair and remodel those fibers, give you more myofibrillar growth, and then it'll go back into quiescence and for future regenerative demands. There'll be extra there for future regenerative demands. There'll be more there. Plus, your bone gets some micro tears too, as well. If you're a periodic lifter, your bones will get these micro tears, but they won't get them if you're a chronic lifter. That is the difference. Yeah.
Plant-based. Americans eat less plant-based now than ever as a demographic.
That's not true. They're eating more. They're eating more plants than ever. You know what I found too recently going to the market? Just going to the market. There's more food in the market now than there's ever been. Fuck, there's more chicken and meat that I've never. They don't even have room anymore to put it there. There's a lady with a wagon coming. Remember down the aisle, I filmed some stuff. She just keeps packing. She had to take the stuff back to the butcher because there's no room to put the meat in there. They don't know where to put it. It was stacked so high, the chicken, and they keep putting out the cheapest price. Sometimes it goes between $1.99 and $1.49 a pound for these chicken drumsticks and stuff, and then thighs and whatever. They're dirt cheap. The meat is dirt cheap. When it comes to chicken products, it's really cheap. Then you have turkey, you have other stuff, duck. Duck could be a bit more expensive, and beef can be cheap too. I mean, the prices aren't that expensive. It's affordable. You can eat. You can eat if you're smart about what you want to make and how you want to get healthy. I personally eat a lot of short ribs. I eat a lot of neck bone, and these bones, I boil them and make bone broths out of them, and I drink them because, like I said, your cells absorb these micronutrients rapidly. It gets in rapidly when you make these bone broths, so it just draws it right in there. That is the whole point, to be healthy and strong. Here's another thing though. That can in a way, your cells are filled with these nutrients now through like these soups and stuff, and then people are going to say, well, I don't have an appetite to eat now, so you're not getting that fiber, that protein from the meat. You understand me? So you've been drinking soups, so that's why you don't want to drink too many bone broths. You still need to eat meat and fish and whatever. You need that substance. You need those cells. You need the substance, man. That's for sure.
We don't need a plant-based diet. We don't need a whole foods diet either. Our diet is loaded full of saturated fat, refined sugars, and highly processed garbage. Period. That is directly correlated with our obesity.
Yeah. Have you seen his basket? I mean, I know he's eating hot dogs because he had mustard in there. The mustard's filled of chemicals. The tofu is made from soya with a bunch of chemicals and shit when they put it together. It's man-made stuff. It's just fucking pasted together. It's gross. And then, I don't know, his coffee beans, they're heavily sprayed and has toxins and poisons in it. And I'm pretty sure he's using refined sugar for his coffee and whatever else he's doing there. And probably even putting milk in it, saturated fat milk. What else did he have there? He has got pasta, which is nasty. Wheat, more wheat. You know, I don't even know if he eats bread, but yeah, the pasta's like tons of pasta with pasta sauce. The pasta sauce, that tomato sauce yeah, it's been processed as well. It's got preservatives and additives and shit in there. It's all garbage.
Obesity and disease. We don't eat more plant. We still eat tons of saturated fat.
No wonder why he's suffering from all these autoimmune diseases, ear infections, and whatever, skin diseases, and whatever else he has problems with. Low testosterone.
We eat tons of meat. We eat tons of table sugar.
It's also affected his back. He suffers from kyphosis.
As a society, where are they getting this? What do you mean the people who eat the most plant-based have the lowest diseases as individuals and as demographics? This is observed.
That's not true. The people that eat plants, those vegan people, there's compilations of them online. They're all dropping off. They're all losing their hair, getting sick, and their pee-pee and shit. Their nails are falling out. Their teeth are falling out. Their gums are receding. They have low energy completely. They're completely dead. He's lying. He's full of shit. You can't live on plants. It's a lie. It's bullshit.
All over the world. What? Same thing with the food pyramid. Last time I checked the government guidelines around any of this stuff, it was not to go to McDonald's and get a double bacon cheeseburger, French fries, and a Biggie Coke.
Well, that I definitely have to agree. No, it doesn't say that in there, does it?
The recommendations are whole grains, fruits, and vegetables.
Why are they recommending that? So you go spend your money on it? Is that it? Because they want to make money by feeding you this fucking weird food that is useless food? This useless stuff that is not for human consumption and make money? They've convinced you that you could eat that? Like I said, you could put anything in your mouth. You could eat bark off a tree, but does that mean it's healthy for you? Does that mean it's healthy? No, of course not. I said, these dinosaurs, they were found with stones in their rocks. They were hungry. They were starving. They ate rocks. Does that mean it's healthy for them? No, no. How about when you were a kid, you're going to make some mud pies at the beach and eat them with your friends? Does that mean it's healthy you eat these mud pies? Fucking no, but you can't eat it. You can swallow sand. You can eat sand. You can eat anything. And so what? You can eat paper, bark. You can eat anything. And does it mean it's healthy for you? They're actually putting sawdust right now. I think it was in Rice Krispies. And people didn't notice the difference. In China, some places, they were putting plastic in like children's pablum and all that. There's plastic in everything. They're even pawning off plastic as food. They're putting it in as like with the rice and shit, and who knows what else they're doing there. I don't know. They're putting it in weird things in your food and stuff. You don't even realize that. Why? Because does it mean it's healthy? Just because you can swallow it, you can eat something and swallow it? Of course not.
Okay. Then behind that, limited amounts of meat, dairy, oil should be kept fairly low. All right.
I suggest you shouldn't be eating anything man-made or oil or anything of this nature that is man-made. Now, if you want to go out in the forest and look for things, these fruits and vegetables, go by all means, go look for them. But if you can't find them, don't eat them. Now, what would be the next thing you would probably eat? Animals, because that's your natural diet. We're apex predators. Therefore, we're carnivores. You understand me? We aren't herbivores. Herbivores are slightly not so smart compared to carnivore animals.
Does what people are eating sound anything like that? All right, let's address that. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains. You see much of that in any of that I just listed, other than the French fries, there's some vegetables and the potatoes. Except that part about...
Here's another thing. As carnivores, we're smaller. The majority of carnivore animals that are out there are smaller. Why are herbivores so big, yet carnivores are so small? See what I mean? Why are herbivores so big and carnivores so small?
Limiting oils, except we deep fried it in oils. Limit saturated fat and fatty cuts of meat and fatty dairy. Double bacon cheeseburger is not limiting that. It's high. It's extremely high in all of it. Whole grains. White bread is not a whole grain. Also, limit refined sugars. Coca-Cola is not limiting refined sugars. What? This is what's making people fat. No one's getting fat because they're eating bananas and brown rice. No one's getting diabetes because they're eating bananas and brown rice. Nobody
I don't know that. It's a possibility they are.
on the face of the earth. No one is getting fat and diabetic because they're following even the food pyramid that's outdated, not really used
He copying my face on the earth thing now? He's copying that. He's been watching my videos.
anymore. It's still better than the way Americans eat. These people
Just eat healthy. Eat animal, and seafood, man. Like I said, if you were to live by a beach area, like in Mexico, if you were to live like in, I don't know, Cabo San Lucas, maybe, Mazatlan or whatever, maybe Sawataneo or Acapulco, you're on the beach there. There's these people, they haul these fish from the ocean. They bring them in and they have these little huts and they make them there. You can go there every day and eat fish. They have marlin, expensive stuff like marlin. You can eat marlin every single day there. And yeah, it's not something that you could do in a city that's not on an ocean. It's not like you would be eating, seafood every day. But there you could have oysters and shrimp and snapper and eat like marlin and stuff like that. Exotic fish like marlin is amazing for you. I mean, this fish that they catch there, these ocean fish, they're amazing, bro. Yeah, big time. So yeah, like I said, where you live is really, it's all dependent, and you'll notice the difference in people's health, especially people that eat seafood. They seem to be much more healthier, if anything. Seafood, when it comes to seafood, you're extremely healthy. Maybe because it's the fat in it. There's more fat. You're eating too much lean meat. I can't really say it. You definitely need high fat and omega-3. So when it comes to beef, a lot of people always they always eat the lean meats, the lean meat. They don't realize they need to eat more fat in their diet because your cells are made up of cholesterol. And so I guess that's the reason why they found that people that ate seafood, they tend to live longer with seafood. Why is that? I guess because of the fat. You're getting more fat in your diet. You need it to live longer. They found that people with high cholesterol lived the longest. And those people that they checked that lived so long, over 100 years, I think they lived very close to the ocean. So they had access to fish. So it wasn't just they were eating meat, they were eating a lot of seafood. So yeah, a lot of these places, like in California, if you check some places, they have access to seafood there. If they have access to seafood, they're going to be long lived. So even in Italy, they call it the Mediterranean diet, right? Well, if they're Italy, Italian people, they're in the Mediterranean. So what are they going to eat? Seafood, man. You're going to catch it and eat seafood. So yeah, you could do a study yourself. Check out all these places where people live that is close to the ocean. They have access to seafood, and see how long they live accordingly to other people that eat, vegan diets or people that just eat meat. I don't know. It's all relative.
make this up as they go, as if the government's at fault. We could argue a lot of private corporations are at fault, sure. Right? Same people want to create conspiracy theories about money with it, and it's like, you need to look no further than McDonald's and Coca-Cola. Right? Come on. It just gets ludicrous. It gets ludicrous. These people are completely detached from reality and facts. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say.
But Coach isn't detached from reality and facts. Just, we all are.
Not today. I hope
We're doomed. Yes, Coach, we're all doomed because we're attached. Unfortunately.
it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Oh, it has been very informative. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Ciao. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. I'll see you in the next one, friends. All right.